Hey y'all, what's up? It's Joanna Leaves and welcome back to my channel. As the title and the intro would have suggested, this is going to be my very first plant tour. So I'm going to be showing you all of the plants that I have in my attic space specifically. My attic space is set up so that I have like this little nook area that I'm using as a plant nook, like a plant corner. So it's like 3 walls. And then I have my office that I'm sitting in, which also has plants in it. And then I also have some cabinets. So I'm going to walk you through all of those. I am going to talk about the lights that I am using to support my plants, because essentially in my area I have there are 2 windows that are large enough to do anything in my attic. One that is kind of giving some of the light for this shot right here, but it's behind my desk. And then one that is also like by one of my plant cabinets, but there's not nearly enough light provided by those 2 like small sized windows to support my plants. So the majority of my plants are actually growing specifically with light from grow lights. So I do have a lot of grow lights up here, and I will name that, but I will talk to you about each one that I have, and then any plans that I have to like upgrade different things, because I am thinking about upgrading certain lights specifically, not because they're not working, but more so for aesthetic purposes. I would like to kind of change up some of the lighting that I have up here. I'm going to start off with the plants in my office area and then go to the cabinet and then end off with the area that has the majority of my plants, which is that little plant corner. So I'm going to take you guys around and then I'll come back to close out the video and be face to face with y'all again. All right, y'all, we're gonna start off with this first wall in my office. So the first thing that I have in here is this random stand that I got from Amazon. The first thing I have on here is an anthurium that I'm transitioning into ambient. These like weird yellow marks on it actually happened when it was inside of the greenhouse, the acre bar. So it used to actually be inside of that. Excuse my sniffles too, because I might be sniffling. And then this is the first leaf that I actually put out in ambient conditions. And it's currently working on another leaf right here, as you can see, and it might be a little bit dinged up, but it is sizing up fine and there's no holes and it's still in ambient conditions. And you can see my humidity here, which is right now it's at 55%, and that's with a humidifier. So yeah, I have my Magnificum no ID, so like MagX or whatever. I have my Philodendron squamiferum, which I mean, she's also sizing up very nicely. She's very cute. I'm really enjoying these petioles. Like, look at that. Oh, yes. So I have her here. I also have my Villanorum, which again, that's another one that has like some markings on it, but I'm pretty sure that's due to inconsistent watering that I was giving it when that leaf was pushing out. And I can like get y'all to see it is currently pushing out a newer leaf. The lighting in this video might not be the best, and I apologize for that. Bear with me. On this same shelf, I also have my Maranta Lemon Lime, and then below it, I have my Aglaonema Silver Bay. And this is all being lit by this lamp here, which has a Sansi, I believe, 32 watt or 36 watt bulb in there. I might even be lying to you. It might even be less light. It might even be a 15 watt light. I'll put the correct wattage on screen for you guys to see, but it's between 15 to 32 watts, which I know is a huge range difference. But yeah, that's this first section here. And then also on the floor in this little corner, I have some things that I'm just being too lazy to put into my closet behind my chair, but it's just like some sprays and stuff that I use to control plants, and then the little spray bottle, which is the MVP of my plant supplies. So right next to that stand I just showed you, I have my Monstera Deliciosa. I got this from my mom, and she is big, but she's now like taking up a lot of space. She looks way better from one side versus the other. This is the side that the light is coming from for her. So there is a grow light above her, but there's also the window that is providing a lot of light. This is a south-facing window, by the way, and obviously since I'm in New York, a south-facing window is really nice. Yo, if you look at that Magnificum like emergently, it looks so good. But anyway, that said, I also have my computer stand. It's not a computer stand, it's a printer stand, and that's where my Red Congo lives. She is getting so big. I actually am happy to put her in this little corner here because I'm hoping that she's gonna get a little bit less light and just like chill out on me for a little bit, because she grew a lot this past year, and I'm just like, where are you gonna go if you keep getting bigger and bigger? And I don't want to get rid of her because she is one of my favorites. I also have one random pole plant. So this is my Monstera Adansonii double windows, and it's finally getting bigger, which I really love to see. this is the leaf that I think I showed in a favorites video saying like, look at the size jump. It's continuing to size up. I'm a little bit confused about why this one is not about to, doesn't look like it's about to size up, but hey, we move. I don't think they do like huge, ginormous size jumps each time. I am going to have to extend the pole obviously at some point, but yeah, we'll really see. I'm also realizing that the internodal spacing isn't as gonna be as tight as I want it to be, which I don't really like. But yeah, that's these two plants here. And then I have my Pallidiflorum that I actually did recently up pot. So the leaf before I up potted it was this one here, and then it gave me this big baby. I'm so excited because it's finally starting to look like an actual pally. And even more exciting news, let me bring y'all up on that, is I think it transitioned into caterpillar, so I'm also getting another new leaf real quick, which we love to see. And then I moved those stands that I used to have in my nook, so I kept one to put over here. I just have to set it up, and I don't know what's gonna live on it, but I just have to set it up. But for now, I put these plants on top because if I had left them over here, these two wouldn't have been getting enough light. So this is my tortum. This is the big leaf that had me with the tortum in my favorites. But then I don't know what like happened. The next leaf came out significantly smaller, and then this is the newest leaf that is still like growing. I know when they're still lime green, they kind of expand a little bit because they don't just come out and are the size that they're gonna be. I did think this one even was gonna be a little bit smaller than it actually is, but yeah. And then this is my Alocasia pink dragon that I've grown back from corm, and I don't know if she's gonna make it, but she's here, so. And then in this corner, there's a bunch of kids art, and then it's my garden indoor grower, which I'm about to reset. So let me know if y'all want me to do a video of how to utilize this, because once I take my final harvest off of this, I'm gonna reset it. I'm just waiting on these like tomatoes in here. Sorry, that's like a broccoli, but I'm waiting on, if it would just focus, I have some tomatoes in here that I'm waiting to completely ripen off, and then I'm gonna reset and like start another batch of seeds basically, because you can buy like the seed pods, and I'm gonna start them over. I also wanted to go back to say this, I am using this little section here is getting light either from a south facing window right behind it, or also this random grow light setup. I do want to replace this. I wish I could, like, if I had the ability to like sustain so much white light, I would get the big sans, like the taller Sansi 3-head joint or something like that, or I would hang like some Soltech track lights in here, or maybe not Soltech, but any kind of track lights. If y'all have any recommendations of lights that I can hang from kind of above, because I want it to be able to illuminate this entire section here, and I feel like it's possible. So next up, I have the bookshelf plants. So on my bookshelf, I have this agave americana that every time I look at it, I'm like, I think I need to get rid of it. I love the plant, but I need it to be not up here. I would prefer for the plant to be like up on something. However, I cannot put it on the ground because I have 2 toddlers and there's pointy edges on it that have hurt me. So I know that it has the potential to hurt them. So there's that. Then I have my Alocasia scalprum, which I showed y'all recently, put out this leaf, which looks basically black, and I love to see it. And then I have this new leaf that's coming out here, and it's growing in a self-watering setup. So yeah, there's that. And then I have my Syngonium chia pence. I did just recently up pot it. I have not been treating this plant right, and I feel so bad because I really wanted the plant, and I'm just like, you have it and you're doing it so filthy. So this entire section is being lit by a standing T10 Marina grow light. It is maybe like 1 foot max away right now, but it normally is a little bit closer. So I'll start with the plants on the ground that are getting obviously ample light from this grow light. So I have my Philodendron verrucosum right here, which this is the newest leaf of one vine. And here's a new leaf that it is unfurling on another vine. So it does seem like it's obviously sizing up because these were the other leaves. Then next to it, I have my Monstera, what is this? The Thai constellation. I really like what this plant looks like, but I don't know. It's just not growing the way I thought it would grow. I haven't even gotten, it's working on it now, but I hadn't gotten a new leaf on it since I bought it, and I got it a few months ago. So like that's kind of yikes. I don't know if it's typically a slow grower. If it is, let me know. If it isn't, let me know. Just let me know something. Next to it, I have my philodendron melanochrysum. And I understand now, bro. This melanocrisis thing, I'm really understanding because it's just given me 2 small leaves. It's on the pole. I'm keeping the pole moist. It's rooting into the pole. I just truly don't understand. And then this little bare stem area is pissing me off. So I'm just waiting for it to hit the full top so that I can chop it and then put it into a new pot. I don't know what I'll do with the bottom. I probably will give it to, maybe I'll give it to my auntie. I don't know if she actually wants something like that though. Then I have my philodendron giganteum, which is consistently not putting out gigantic leaves. So we don't love that for me, but that is what it is. And then I do have my philodendron splendid in the back here. I chose to not attach this one to a moss pole because honestly and truly, I don't enjoy moss pole maintenance, and that's just the facts right now. And then when we move on up, I have this little stand from IKEA. Obviously there's some like pots behind it. So I have like a stack of clean new pots and a stack of dirty pots that needs to be washed. It would be so much easier for me to just take a bin of those pots outside and hose them down. And that's what I prefer to do versus like washing them in my sink or tub or anything like that, because then all the dirt is I don't want that. Then I have the twins fraternal, not identical. And this is my philodendron red emerald and then my emerald queen. And they're kind of just sitting here. I really am considering whether or not I should even like keep both of them, but for now I will because they're adding a little something for me right now. Okay, so this is my new and already kind of smudged up Rudsta cabinet. So I am just gonna show y'all. The setup is it's not the best right now. Honestly, I used a lot of the materials that people talked about, but it's not giving what I want it to give. I'm screaming because you can kind of see the fan moving in slow motion. I guess it's the number of frames. It's actually on for real. It's not going that slow. But anyway, I'm not really wanting to open it because I'm trying to keep the humidity high enough. So we won't open it. We're just gonna have to look from the outside for now. Because I haven't been able to seal, like I need to get a door seal or potentially like change out these handles so that there's like not that huge gap between it. I think they have like a bunch of different options of handles for it. Okay, so I was about to start naming all the plants, but I realized I can't name all of them, but I'm pretty sure this is from the Green Escape, and because it has the red sinus, I'm sure it's the one that's not the Hoffmanii red sinus. It might be like a some kind of pap magnificum, some kind of cross, but I'll put in what it actually is after or on the screen as well. But this is the newest leaf that it's giving me, and it is cupping inward. I'm not sure if it's because it's too close to the light or what, but yeah. And then you can see I used the cabinet. I'll just explain the setup because I was gonna do a cabinet video. I'm crying at all the little fingerprints, bear with me. But basically, I was gonna do a cabinet video, but it was so much work to record, so I ended up choosing 2-dot, and then I just set the second one up by myself, and took that time to like figure it out alone because it was kind of stressing me out. But anywho, there are 2 Barina 2-foot lights at the top, and then I have 2 on each side, and then underneath these I have like Barinas all sitting underneath it, because the problem is that there would be dark spots in the cabinet. So I know that like some anthurium, I'm just pretty much gonna just like, I'm gonna hold out hope that it's gonna be fine and then see what it does. Cause I think right now I wanna take on an approach that's similar to what other people say, which is like to give their plants the most amount of light and then reduce it rather than not enough light. Cause I'd rather them not like stretch towards the light, cause that's annoying. And you can't undo that once the petioles are like stretching and all that, whatever. So in it, I have like a wire grid that I hung with some magnets, and then I put this little shelf attached to it to hold that plant. And then my plan is any higher lights, so like I can probably put some Hoyas there. I might get another grid and put some other like Hoyas that are gonna trail essentially, or that can like be more, you know, content against the wall into another grid on there. Apologize for the camera shaking so much, but yeah, I'll probably get another one and put a grid there just to hide that bar, and also to hang like a couple Hoyas that can take a lot more light because they'll sun stress. Then I also have 2 crystal mags sitting next to each other. So I got these at the same time and I separated the 2 out. this one, the jump that it did in leaf was like actually so wild. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the pot size, because it was able to stretch out significantly. This smaller one, when this leaf hardens off, I'm pretty sure is going to be ready to go into a little bit of a bigger pot because the roots are stretching out. But I am going to wait a little bit for the roots to take over the pot a little bit more. I got this what is this, the acrylic shelf. I did not buy it from the places that everybody's getting theirs from. I also have white lights connected underneath there. I want it to be all black. However, at this current juncture, I didn't feel like buying more lights just for the plot of the aesthetics. I'll do that when I get to a place where I feel like that's necessary, or if I find another place for the lights to be used. But for now, I think it's just gonna have to be what it is with the white lights. But here I have my seed-grown Fort Sherman. That's the newest leaf it gave me, which ended up being such a jump. It is so pretty. I love it so bad. Next to the Fort Sherman, I have my Forgetii, the new Forgetii that I repotted in the last video. And honestly, the new leaf is like crisping off, but I'm pretty sure the leaf that follows is gonna be much better. I also am noticing that this plant drinks a lot of water. So I left it in a slight reservoir, and that video I filmed it on Sunday and posted on Monday. Today is Thursday, and I literally had to give it water yesterday, which was Wednesday. So what is that, like 3-ish, 4 days? It really does take up a lot of water. And you'll notice a theme for most of my anthurium, bar a few in here. They're kind of sitting in cups, not because they're sitting in reservoirs per se, but when I water them, I just like let the little I let it run off a little bit, and then I put it back into the little cup. For this one specifically, I just water it until I see a small reservoir. That's what I'm gonna plan to do, because I realized like, okay, you really drink a lot of water. Okay, so anyway, next to it I have the Hoffmanii. I think it's a Hoffmanii crossed with a Pap Red Sinus or something like that. It doesn't look like that's what that's what I was trying to say. Okay, now I'm remembering. This one is supposed to be a Hoffmanii crossed with a red gunsel, and this one was supposed to be the one that has like the little pink in the center sinus, but then this one has the red sinus. So I'm pretty sure this is the Hoffmanii crossed with a Pap Red Sinus, or Pap crossed with a Hoffmanii, something like that. But I thought that this one would be the one with the red sinus. It's not, but I really like this leaf because it's kind of like chubby, you know? It's like getting wide. I'm really enjoying that one. Okay, so to bring y'all back down, I could really yap about these anthurium. So back there is complicated hybrid. Cannot remember, but I'll put it on the screen. And I told you I don't want to open it, so I can't show it to you right now. I also have some pebble trays trying to keep the humidity up. Currently, the humidity is at 73%, which I think is good enough. I just don't want to open it because I know that it will drop, and it takes a little bit for it to come back up. Yeah, so I have pebble trays and like cups with perlite and water all throughout here just to keep the humidity high. This one here is the infamous or famous Crystal Pap, which is doing so well. I really love that it's taking on like the Pap venation versus like the crystallinum venation. So it's looking really good. I got a little bit closer. So behind there I have my Crystal Lux behind it. Or is it my Lux Crystal? I think it's a Crystal Lux. And the new leaf is fine. This is the first Lux hybrid I think I'll be able to grow decently. I'm struggling still though, because you can see the leaves behind were kind of crisping at the edges. So what I've been doing is keeping it consistently moist. So it's also sitting into a little like catch thing, and I'm keeping it so moist all the time. I'm not letting it even like slightly dry out. And I feel like that's what's allowed me to get these 2 new leaves that don't look like they're about to fall off and burst into nothing, especially this one that's facing forward. I just really like how cute it looks. This is another long name hybrid that I'll have to insert on the screen because I can't quite remember what it is called. Like I can't remember it just by visual yet, because they all look very similar, but I got it from Fido Rot and it's putting out a new leaf. In fact, I think, yeah, I'll put that one on the screen. I do actually know what this one is though. So this is my, also from Fido Rot, but it's a Magnificum crossed with an AOS Carla, and it looks so good. Like this new leaf, this is the leaf that I've grown, is so good looking, and it's getting nice and dark. Oh my God, it's everything I've ever wanted, honestly, truly. Here is the silver blush that I thought was gonna die, but it didn't. It actually firmed back up. We really love that song, and it's looking really good. And then here is my No ID that I thought I was gonna grow in ambient, but once I had decided I need to run my humidifiers and had to set it up, it had to go into the cabinet. I almost forgot, that's my King of Spades back there. So behind the Mag AOS Carla is my crystal King of Spades, and the new leaf is actually still coming out. I did up pot it while that leaf had like, it wasn't unfurled fully, but it was up, and I did up pot it because I didn't realize that it was doing that. And I also forgot to come up and show y'all these other ones. I didn't even show you. This is my Dark Phoenix crossed with Magnificum, and then this is my Forgetty Eye crossed with the Dorayaki, and that used to be my microgreens, and obviously it's growing on up, and I can see that it's going to have a lot of the silvery veining from the Dorayaki. I don't know if it's going to have a closed sinus. It doesn't look closed, obviously, as of now, so I'm pretty sure it won't, because when I looked at the actual Forgetty Eye that I have over here, which is not a Forgetty Eye hybrid, that sinus is already rounded. So I'm pretty sure this is going to have ears, and that just kind of is what it is. But yeah, this is what the cabinet is looking like. Well, my first cabinet is looking like for now. The other cabinet is right here, right next to it, and I haven't done anything to it yet. Obviously the humidity is low in here. I want to name that the reason I got the cabinets is because I wanted to be able to put plants here, but also the HVAC is blowing right on it, so it's hard to keep the humidity high with no plants in here, no water systems. I am considering getting potentially like some mini humidifiers. If y'all do have cabinets, please do let me know what is your setup with them. But I do have two little guys in there at the bottom. Those two little guys are two little baby like microgreen-esque seedlings that I got, and I'm keeping those inside of those little cups, as I mentioned in my winter prep video. Okay, y'all, so now I'm going to start in my plant corner. I'm just gonna do like a little pan just so you can see what the setup is looking like, some of the lights and all of that good stuff here. And then I'm gonna bring you all for a closer look. So this is kind of like my begonia setup. So I'm gonna bring y'all in closer. So first, the thing that's taking up this entire screen is my begonia Summer Storm. She is sensational, she is the moment. Then below her, I have the Angularis Af, and I actually cut off a stalk of the Angularis Af because it was just getting difficult to take it out to water it. So I figured I'd just take it off, and then I staked up all the 3 remaining vines, and it has grown in significantly from the last time that you all have seen it too. Below her, I have, well, let me not skip over this beauty. This is the Maurice Amy. She is doing really well, doing really well, and always growing. I love like the little pinkish, it's a good one, okay? Then I have the Iron Cross, which is like my baby bouquet. I did recently, and by recently I mean like literally yesterday, I up potted her. I said I wouldn't, but then I did because she deserves the world. I also recently up potted the Acetosa as well because I figured that it was drying out a bit faster than I liked, and it is growing significantly. I just really love this girl so bad. I forgot to mention they're on this stand. It's like this little wooden stand. So it's a brown wooden stand, and next to it is another stand. Both I got from Amazon, but I think it allows them to kind of like fill out. They look really good on it. Another begonia that I have down there, that is the Begonia Harmony's Legacy that I was supposed to get rid of, but I ended up chopping off pieces and getting rid of those pieces, and I kept the base anyway. And then here is my Joe Hayden. I love her. She's doing really well. I recently up potted her as well. I up potted a bunch of begonias actually, I'm realizing, and she's doing much better. She was getting like these like marks on it. Actually, a couple of the leaves are still having those marks. I think y'all can see them. They look like little circles. If anybody knows what that is, let me know, because I actually real life am cutting off any of the leaves that have that, just as a precaution. And then working our way up, right here I have my Syngonium Mojito that I recently up potted, and it's like on a stake, but yeah, we'll see how she continues to go. I don't know. I have no real words for her right now, but I up potted her, so hopefully she's doing well. The roots grow faster for me than the actual plant, and that's something that I'm noticing. Some plants, like the roots are taking off faster than like the leaves are sizing up, so then it ends up looking clownish in larger pots versus looking like it needs to be in a larger pot. And I know that might not make sense to everyone, but for me, it makes sense for me. Also, I have another plant, oop, not dirt on the floor, but this is real life. So I also have a pole here with my fuzzy petiole, which is doing okay. This new leaf, I like the petiole is like semi-fuzzy, so it's nice. And it's giving me another new leaf, which is great. And then we have my Alocasia Poly. She's doing really good. Love her down so bad. I moved my Billy to over here, and it's slowly but surely the leaves are turning around to face this direction of the light, because honestly, the leaves just growing everywhere. When it was in a hanging basket, it was just leaves growing everywhere, and I didn't, it's not that I don't like that it takes up a lot of space, I just can't even, I don't get to appreciate all the leaves all the time because of how it's set up. And then finally at the top, we have Miss Rockstar Lifestyle, which is my begonia. I was calling it my pink spot lucerne, but somebody recently told me what the name of it was, so I'll put the correct name here. But these two girls here, they're big girls, like they're so big. But yeah, that's kind of the setup for right here, and they're all being lit by this Barina T10 that I'm standing in front of. So next to that, we have what I want to be my propagation stand. So this bin on the bottom is my sale bin that I need to actually take life seriously and actually get those plants sold. And then I also have my Philodendron gloriosum here. This is the newest leaf it put out. The hole is from me ripping it before it even unfurled. I do need to chop it, so I want to chop just that one leaf and put it back, like put it to the back and refill the rest of the pot. Okay, so onto the propagation shelf. I don't know if I can put a bin here. I'm thinking about potentially putting one here, but I don't think it would like get enough light within the bin, and I don't have a way to essentially like weave, what's the word for it? I don't have a way to weave another Barina on top. The lights, like the extension cords for the Barinas are not that long. I wish I could find the 2 feet ones, but I can't. So if I could find extensions, then I would be able to weave all of the lights together. It would be better for me to have both of these lights connected, but that's not the case currently. Anywho, that said, I have nothing up here. But in this bin, this is my personal prop bin that's looking a bit of a mess, but it's real life. So inside of the bin, I have some props from my, what is that plant called? It's my Australis. I also have my strawberry shake, and then I have some more delicate thin leaf Hoyas that I'm not ready to take out yet. I want to see them grow a little bit before I take them out, but one of the ones that I'm not ready to take out is literally blooming in here, which is, I'm LOL. Okay. And then I don't want to open up this bin per se, but this is just my sale bin, and I have a bunch of different like Hoyas chopped in there. I am going to potentially, hopefully, fingers crossedly, have this bin cleared out so that I can start another bin of chops from my collection. So now we're going to start off with my newer Vitsto tall shelf that I set up. It is dark, but not quite as dark as it's appearing on camera. Obviously, there's a window here, but I put up here 2 Philodendron heteroeciums. So I have the variegated one and then the Brazil. And then on each shelf, it's being lit by Barina grow bars, so just literally the 1-foot ones. And on this first shelf here, I have a lot of lovely, sensational, beautiful Hoyas. Let me get y'all a little bit closer to each of them. Okay, so here is the multiflora variegated or whatever, the outer variegated multiflora. She's actually finally looking like she's got that outer variegation. These are the two newest leaves, so I'm excited about that. And then we have my what is this? My Bertonier inner variegated. I also have a rotundiflora. Is that what that is? That's not a rotundiflora. This is a Pandarata. And I'm noticing some like light colors on the leaves of the Pandarata, and also the same thing is appearing on my what is this called? Polyneura. Oh my god. So they're kind of bleaching a little bit, but they were doing that. I don't know if I might put those into some kind of spot somewhere. I don't know if they need lower light or what, but they're not like thin, they're just light skinned. So we'll see how that continues to go for them, and if I need to move them to a different area. I of course have my Hushkeliana hanging here as well. And then I have the other, I said I was gonna sell this one, and here it is, just out in the open. This is my Verticillata black margin that I got in that mystery box. And then here is my Multiflora Javanica Thai Splash. Did this grow new leaves again? I can't even bro, I think so. I think these are new leaves again. and I think it's growing another set of new leaves. Yeah, this needs water, so I'm just now realizing that. I'm gonna make sure I give it some. And then above, you can see my inner variegated Hushkeliana here as well, which is also giving me some new leaves, which I love that for me so bad. And then in the back there, that's a Lacunosa Asami. This second shelf, honestly, I will say, because I just put these shelves together, the only thing that I know is gonna remain are these hanging plants that I have here, because I just like how it's draping the top. I don't know about the rest of these next two shelves, but in the back here, you can see my sunrise, which I know is doing well. You can also see that she's about to bloom in 2 different spots, so love that for me. I also have my, what is that? The Juan, and that new leaf is darkening off sensationally. I'm very happy to see that. I also have my Globulosa, which is finally putting out that new leaf, because I told y'all I'm going to chop her to give her an opportunity to try again with this internodal spacing, because that is wild spacing. That little circle there is from plants that used to be hanging on the wall, but since I put this here, I took those off and then just set them onto the shelf. Then here is my 4 Bessii, and these are the 2 newest leaves right here. It is doing a cute one. It's doing a little cute one too. Here is my Mathilde, and I think my Mathilde is trying to bud up again in a few places, which, I mean, do you, girl? Just grow some leaves for me though, but do you. And then what else is up here? Oh, my Lacunosa Mint, which is literally since the first bloom, just keeps blooming all the time. So that's great. Then this is the only other shelf that actually has plants on it, but I have my Hoya UT073. This is the newest leaf that it's given me right here, and that is a banger. That's what I wanted to keep doing. Like, keep doing that. If you keep doing that, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now we're in this little corner. So before we go to the other Vitstro that's underneath, the Vitstro wide, I'm going to show y'all that I have plants on these 2 little shelves. I obviously put those shelves there, and I have my Clarinervium up on one. I think I don't know, something about the ratio, the aspect or whatever is making this leaf look much bigger than it actually is. It's not as big. It's probably the size of my hand. Yeah. So there's a Clarinervium up there, and then I have my Hoya Angleriana that's growing there as well, and it's just branching off. I thought it would be a cute addition for how it looks currently. Underneath it, I have my Anthurium Rad Lux that I recently repotted. I have my Doriaki that's there as well, and then I moved my, oh my god, the numbers on this. Okay, I turned off my humidifier for now, so I also update. I said I didn't want to use humidifiers, but I have to, so not because it literally dropped down to like some ridiculous humidity. Right now it's at 58, and that was with the humidifier running, so I am gonna have it on. I have been keeping up with all the stuff you gotta do, because you gotta literally clean these things every day, which is why I didn't want to run them. I didn't want to add another task, but anyway, my Forgetii hybrid, essentially Forgetii X, because this is obviously not a pure Forgetii. I love this leaf so bad, but this was the more recent leaf, which is very, very much so much bigger than my hand. And of the offset, this is the newest offset leaf. This was, I believe, the first leaf from that offset, and here is another one. And now it's working on putting out a new leaf here. I have this inflow that is literally just, I'm waiting for it to just die off. I'm letting it go through its thing and go through the entire phase naturally. So yeah, there's that. And then on the other side, I put my crystallinum. I swapped these 2 places because this one just put out this leaf. And I wanted to give this one room to like expand a little bit more and not get any light, specifically because it's turned the other way. And then eventually, once the leaf starts coming out a little bit more, I'm gonna continuously turn it. Like maybe when the leaf is all the way out, I'll turn this plant around so that the new leaf is facing forward. Then here on the side, I have my Micans hanging. I moved it because my Micans used to be hanging on the wall over there, but I had this thing that was already installed here, so I put it here, and she's growing. She's also gotten darker and darker as she's grown because of the lighting setup. So up here, there are leaves that obviously this is a dead leaf, but I'm gonna leave it. Some of the leaves that are a little bit lighter or weird looking is because it was getting way too much light. So yeah, that's where it is now. Now for the new and improved Hoya shelf setup. This is just the Vitstro shelf, and on it, it's lit by 4 2-foot Barina bars, the T5s. So on it, you can see I have like my Noel. Behind it is the chicken farm. So this is the Noel, the chicken farm. I have my GPS something. Maybe it's a Sulawesi. Bro, can't recall the name right now. I have my favorite, which is my Arena AH015. That is the newest leaf, which I actually do kind of want to turn it here just so that the leaf doesn't get bleached fully. I have a couple of my RPH 013s of Hoyas. I think that's the name. Look at this new dark leaf. I'm really liking this. That's something about Hoyas that I really enjoy, is that literally, I'm crying because I wouldn't be recording if I didn't knock a plant over. I just knocked over one of my plants. But yeah, back there, this is the Finlaysonia Angel, and the new leaf it gave me is so dark and cute, and I just really like what it looks like. I really like that about Hoyas, that sometimes you could literally get a leaf that looks so vastly different than the rest of them. And conditions can really change the way that the leaves grow, which is why blooms are the best way to identify some of them. But anywho, behind it is another RPH something. And then I have my outer variegated and inner variegated bellas sitting here, and they're growing as well. Bringing y'all to this final bottom shelf of this, I have a ton of different like crusty looking, I don't even know if they're crusty, more like prehistoric mostly vibes. And then obviously the Hoya Lai Chow kind of just sits in there, stands out like a sore thumb. But I love all of these plants so bad. I recently moved my Clemenciorum to here because I felt like it wasn't getting the kind of light that it needed to grow. Specifically when you're looking at these like newer leaves here, they're still really soft, so I'm hoping they expand into something sensational and spectacular. I don't know if I need to point out everything, but I do have a couple sad ones that I'm requesting advice for. So this is the Hoya Sasuela, I believe, and one vine is like yellowing off. I'm pretty sure I can probably just take that vine out because the other one is growing, so I don't know. That's kind of the setup. And then I have my Hoya Leonensis, which is also putting out a new vine back there, and I love that. And then I put the Hoya Loisandrusiana in the corner because she's on timeout because she gets on my nerves, and I'm hoping that the timeout allows her to do better and grow better. Okay, so next I want to show y'all the Hoyas on my dresser. They're all being lit by, I think, a multitude of Sansi lights. There's one front facing on it that is like a 30-watt bulb, and then a 10-watt bulb from above, so it's getting a good amount of light. Whenever I use the light meter, they're mostly getting like 300 minimum foot candles of light, and probably upwards of like 600-700, etc. And they're also sun stressing. I don't really have a deep understanding of light per se, so if that's too little, I guess, but most of the plants that are on my dresser typically grow very quickly. So that said, I'm gonna start off with the baddest. This is my Hoya Pubicalix Splash. She is just doing well, doing swell, doing her big one, just sitting here. I have been playing musical, oh my God, another one bites the dust. I actually think I might have to truly pot this one. This is my Hoya Obovata. I think I have to trellis my Obovata or put it into a really heavy bottom pot because the vine is heavy, the leaves are heavy, and it keeps falling over, which is why I put it here so that even if it falls over, it doesn't fall onto the ground. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to trellis that one soon. I was kind of hoping to let it do like the hanging thing, but it's not interested, so I'm going to trellis it and then probably do something that is very unlike me, which is pot the plant directly even into, I don't really want to do this, what is this called? The terracotta, because I'm scared that it'll dry out faster than I can keep up with. So I don't know, I might have to though. Next up, I have my Hoyas that are on this little riser. So first I have my Hoya latifolia outer variegated. She's doing well, she's doing great, she's growing. She's doing her big one. Her vine goes all the way up. She does need a little maintenance for me to like bring the vine down, but I want to let her put out at least this leaf and then these two, and then I'll wrap her around when she has leaves so that she's, you know, I can just turn it. I don't know what I'm thinking, but that's what I'm thinking, is that I'm gonna wait a little bit. Then I have my Hoya Pubicalix X Carnosa doing great. Then I moved the Hoya Obovata inner variegated. So remember I showed y'all why these leaves look like freaking compact the leaves, but anywho, it does have a peduncle on it. The newer leaves are doing a little bit less compacta. We'll see what happens with the next set of leaves because I moved it into a significantly brighter spot. So if I move, it's getting light shone on it directly from above from a Sansi light, and then also frontward from a Sansi light. So I'm hoping that that's going to do something for it, and I've been trying to stay really, really on top of the watering to ensure that it doesn't dry to a crisp ever. Then I have my Hoya Australis. I chopped it up as I said I would. So yeah, those props that were in the bin came from the mother plant here, but I also just wanted to get rid of any of the vine that just seemed like it wasn't going to do well. And then I have my Australis, and I just wanted to show you also that the Australis is also giving me a peduncle. So you can see the peduncle there. It's growing another vine. It's growing this way. She's just doing her biggest one. I don't know. Ease of care, honestly. Behind the Australis, you can see the newest leaf of my Hoya Arena, which this is something that should be celebrated. I literally should have put this on the news because I thought this plant was going to die. I'm pretty sure the plant thought it was going to die. So the fact that it's giving me this new leaf, it's like fighting for its life at this current juncture. And then I didn't even show y'all, but behind here, I have my Hoya crassipedialata splash that is also finally continuing to grow. I am so thrilled about this girl here. Moving on over here, and the lighting is so off, but it is what it is. This is my Hoya Geneve. She is doing really, really, really well. She's growing off into the sun. I do need to support her and retrellis her, and by retrellis I just mean clean her up a little bit and wrap her vines. I need to go through and do some Hoya maintenance on this shelf. Next to it, the only not Hoya up here actually is my Alocasia Dragon's Breath. So I think I am, now that this one has pushed the leaf, I think I am going to, I don't know, maybe I want to keep it until it grows like a corm. And once it corms a little bit for me and I can take those corms, then I'll give my auntie the plant and then try to grow from corm again. I'm not sure, but I essentially need to replace this plant because I gave my auntie one, but then it died. So yeah. Then we have the Hoya Quinquenervia. She's finally starting to sun stress. Hello, it's me. Yeah, period, finally. So I really love that for me. And then there's a whole bunch of Hoya stuff going on here. We have the Caudata. She's sitting here looking good. I moved the Imperialis over here to hopefully reduce the spacing, the internodal spacing. And I think it worked because this space seems a little bit bigger. This is bigger than this space. And I'm hoping that this one is going to chill a little bit more. And it's also working on trying to give me those leaves at the same time. So I love that for me. Moving off of the shelf into this little final section of plants that I have here. I have some begonias on the shelves. The shelves need to be cleaned up. But essentially what happened is like sometimes the flowers will fall off because my listata flowers a lot. You can see flowering here. And then it's also growing. I need to provide it with another stake. But my thing is I probably can't leave the listata here for long. So I might have to swap the listata out with the Harmony's Legacy that's over there. Move the Harmony's Legacy to here. Put my listata in the spot that the Joe Hayden is in, and then put the Joe Hayden where the Harmony's Legacy was. That's a lot of musical chairs, but I need to do that simply so that it has enough space to grow upright because it's a cane begonia. So, you know, I want to make sure that it can do its thing. I love the way that it's reflecting in the light, like with the little, so perfect. Then I have my Maculata, who has risen from the nearly dead. She has gone through so much. She fell recently too. She's gone through so much, but I also up potted her and I think she's happy about that, which I love to see. It's allowing her to stay a little bit more moist because she was drying out a little too fast. Then I have my, what is this? My Snow Queen here. She's also giving me a new leaf. I am contemplating chopping this vine and trying wet sticks, but we'll really see. I don't know if I fully want to, but I am contemplating that action. And then finally down here we have a floor of Hoyas. So we have my Hoya surigauensis. There are 2 new leaves there. We have the Hoya tangamus, which I I just want to get one new leaf on this plant, and I still haven't gotten one. The vine is growing, but it's not giving me new leaves. I ended up trellising the vine, and I think when I trellised it, I caused it to do another shoot, which made it so that it wouldn't put out a new leaf for me. And that just kind of is what it is. Here we have the Hoya Coach Hangs Island, and baby, this is the newest leaf on it. Yeah, absolutely 100% love it. And then here is my Hoya behind it. This is the Hoya latifolia Sarawak, my Sarawak, and it's finally putting out a new growth point down here that's actually growing. All right, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I did this walkthrough. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but there are obviously some things that I'm still trying to work on, some different movements and shifts that I want to make. So hopefully I continue to do this video seasonally. So this will obviously be the one for winter, and maybe I'll do another one like every 3 or 4 months or so, just to show y'all what the setup is looking like. If you all have any suggestions, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like the setup? Is there something that you think I can improve, something that can make things look a little bit better? Because I am actually currently in a place where I want to make my plant room look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. That is a little bit difficult to do with. The only thing that it's difficult to do with, I think, is the the propagation shelf that I have, because I don't really know how to make that look aesthetically pleasing. It's bins, but the rest of it, I would love to make it look a little bit nicer. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I also want to close out by saying I'm really excited because finally my birthday plants are coming, I think tomorrow. So I will literally, upon unboxing, be doing a quick repot of any of the ones that don't have like actual emerging leaves at the time. Hopefully none of them have emergent leaves. I would really appreciate if they just all come with no emergence, but I don't know if that's asking for too much. But I'm excited to show you those plants, repot those, and then chat some more with y'all on Sunday. All that said, thank you so much for hanging out. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.